Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're diving into the world of Vedic mathematics today.
Sounds exciting.
We've got a ton of research here,
Yeah.
articles, all sorts of stuff on Vedic math.
Cool.
It's this ancient system from India,
Right.
but it can help you solve math problems in your head, like, way faster.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, way faster.
It's incredible how fast it can be.
One of our sources said it makes it like 10 to 15 times faster.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, so you're ready to unlock those, like, mental math superpowers?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. So it's not just about speed, though, right?
Yeah, not at all.
Like, there's got to be more to it.
It's really about understanding how numbers work
Okay.
and then using those insights to make calculations easier.
So it's not just like a bunch of tricks.
No.
There's real depth to it.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a system to it.
Okay.
It's based on these verses called sutras.
Sutras.
Yeah, think of them like little mental shortcuts
Okay.
that capture, like, elegant mathematical principles. It's like having a secret code to unlock the beauty of numbers.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I'm ready to decode some of the secrets.
Awesome.
So our source material has a couple of these sutras in there.
Oh, cool.
One is by one more than the one before, and the other is all from 9 and the last from 10.
Okay.
Do they always sound so cryptic?
They do have a certain mystique about them,
Yeah.
but they become really clear when you see them in action.
Okay.
So let's start with that first one, by one more than the one before.
Okay.
It's really useful for squaring numbers, especially ones that end in 5.
Squaring numbers. Yeah, I always
Yeah.
found that to be a bit tedious.
Yeah, it can be.
So let's say we wanted to square 65.
Okay.
How would that sutra make that easier?
All right, so picture 65 written out.
Okay.
The sutra says to look at the number before the 5, which is 6.
6. Right?
Increase it by 1, so we have 7.
Okay.
Multiply 6 and 7, we get 42.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just tack on a 25 to the end.
So 65 squared is 42225.
Exactly. Just like that.
Wait, that's it?
That's it.
No long multiplication?
Nope.
Really?
The sutra bypasses all of that.
Wow.
It's all about recognizing patterns and relationships between the numbers.
Okay.
And you know what's really fascinating is the sutra, it's not just a random trick.
Okay.
It actually reflects a deep understanding of how numbers behave when you square them.
I'm starting to see the light here a little bit.
Yeah.
So this works for any number ending in 5.
Yeah, try it out.
What if I wanted to square like 35?
Okay.
All right, so the number before the 5 is 3.
Right.
Increase it by 1 to get 4.
Yes.
3 times 4 is 12 tack on the 25, and we get 1225.
That's it. You got it.
That's seriously impressive.
It's pretty cool, right? And
Yeah.
it's elegant.
Yeah.
And this is just one tiny example of how Vedic math can make, seemingly complex calculations feel
Right.
really intuitive.
Yeah.
Now, that same sutra, by one more than the one before,
Okay.
can also be used to square numbers that are near a base of 100.
Okay, that sounds even trickier.
Yeah.
So, like, what if we wanted to square 98?
Right, let's break it down.
Okay.
So 98 is 2 less than 100.
Right.
So our deficiency is 2.
Okay.
The sutra guides us to decrease 98 by that deficiency, so we get 96.
96.
That's the first part of our answer.
Right.
Then we square the deficiency. 2 squared is 4. Since we're working with a base of 100, we need 2 digits, so we write it as 04.
Okay.
Put it all together, and we get 9604.
Whoa. That's like mental math wizardry.
It's pretty cool.
Is there a specific reason why that works, or is it just Vedic magic?
It's not magic.
Okay.
Although it might feel like it.
Yeah.
It really all comes back to understanding the structure of numbers.
Oh,
When you
okay.
square a number near a base, like 100, you're essentially creating this pattern.
Okay.
And the sutra helps us exploit that pattern.
This is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
And we've only just scratched the surface with one sutra.
I know, right?
There's so much more to explore here.
Exactly.
Let's dive into another one. Does this work even if the numbers were slightly larger than the base?
Yes.
Like, what about 103 times 105?
Excellent question.
Okay.
And yes, it absolutely works. Instead of deficiencies, we'd have surpluses in this case.
Right.
103 is 3 more than 100, and 105 is 5 more than 100.
Right.
We apply the same principle.
Okay.
Adding the surpluses instead of subtracting the deficiencies,
Gotcha.
we get 108. Then multiply the surpluses. 3 times 5 is 15.
Right.
So 103 times 105 equals 115.
That's amazing.
Pretty neat, huh?
2 sutras down, and I'm already feeling like a mental math superhero.
You're getting it.
You mentioned that there were more of these sutras, right?
Oh, there are many more, yeah.
Like how many we're talking?
Each offering its own little insights and shortcuts
Wow.
for different mathematical operations.
Okay, we'll lead the way. I'm ready to unlock more of these Vedic math secrets.
All right, let's do it. All right, you ready for another sutra?
Oh yeah, hit me with it.
This one's called vertically and crosswise,
Okay.
or urdhva tiragabhyam in Sanskrit.
Wow.
It's incredibly versatile
Okay.
and can be used for all sorts of multiplication problems.
Vertically and crosswise.
Yeah.
Sounds more like a yoga pose than a math technique.
It does have a certain flow to it,
Yeah.
but it's a lot simpler than it sounds.
Okay.
Let's try it out with a simple example.
Okay.
57 times 23.
Okay, I'm all set to see how this vertically and crosswise thing works.
All right, so picture the numbers written vertically one on top of the other.
Good.
We begin with the units, digits, the 7 and the 3.
Right.
We multiply them vertically. 7 times 3 is 21.
Okay.
We write down the 1 and carry over the 2.
Okay, so far that's just regular multiplication.
Right.
Where does the crosswise part come in?
Right now, we multiply the digits diagonally
Okay.
and add the results.
Okay.
So 5 times 3 is 15 and 7 times 2 is 14.
Mm-hmm.
Adding those together, we get 29.
Okay.
Now we add that carryover 2 from
Yeah.
earlier, giving us 31.
31, okay.
We write down the 1 and carry over the 3.
All right, I see the pattern now. Vertical multiplication,
Yeah.
then crosswise multiplication and addition.
Exactly.
What's the final step?
The last step is to multiply the tens digits vertically. 5 times 2 is 10.
Right.
Then we add our carryover 3, which gives us 13.
Okay.
We write that down, and our answer is 1311.
So 57 multiplied by 23 equals 30, 30, 11.
That's it.
Wow. It's like a little dance of numbers,
It is.
but it leads you right to the answer.
It does.
That's pretty cool.
It's all about finding these elegant shortcuts that are kind of hidden within the structure of numbers.
Right.
And you know what's really cool is this vertically and crosswise technique. It can be applied to larger numbers as well.
Real.
Yeah, the process remains the same.
Okay.
You just have more crosswise multiplications to perform.
I never realized multiplication could be so well graceful.
That's the beauty of Vedic mathematics.
Yeah.
It really encourages us to, move beyond rote memorization
Right.
and explore this inherent elegance of math.
Okay, let's explore another sutra that's mentioned in our source material.
Okay.
Anurupiana,
Anurupiana, yes.
which translates to proportionality.
Proportionality, that's a good one.
This one's handy when multiplying numbers near a common base.
Exactly.
Okay, so for instance, 58 times 48.
Okay.
Both numbers are close to 50, so we'd use that as our base.
Perfect, yeah.
I'm starting to see a theme here.
What's that?
Vedic math is all about finding these clever shortcuts by using convenient base numbers.
It is. It's all about finding those bases.
So how does proportionality work in this case?
So we figure out how far each number is from our base.
Okay.
So 58 is 8 more than 50, and 48 is 2 less than 50.
Right.
We then adjust one number by the difference of the other from the base.
So 58 minus 2 or 48 plus 8.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which both give us 56.
56, got it.
Then we multiply 56 by the base 50, which is 2,800.
Okay.
The last step is to multiply the differences from the base.
Right.
8 times negative 2 gives us negative 16.
Okay.
We subtract that from 2,800, and voila, our answer.
Vedic math techniques are like having a secret decoder ring for math problems.
I love that analogy.
It's true?
It's like you have this little secret weapon that helps you decode these problems.
Okay.
They equip you with the tools to just navigate calculations with ease and precision.
Our source material also mentions Antirdasakepi,
Antirdasakepi. Oh, yes.
another fascinating sutra.
It is a good one.
And it comes in handy when the last digits of the numbers you're multiplying add up to 10.
Yes.
Or a multiple of 10.
Multiple of 10, exactly.
Okay, like 47 times 43.
Perfect example.
The last digits, 7 and 3, add up to 10.
That's right.
Okay, that's an interesting pattern. How do we use this sutra in this scenario?
It's remarkably simple.
Okay.
We multiply the first digit of each number and add 1 to the product.
So 4 times 4 plus 1,
Exactly.
which gives us 17.
17.
Then we just multiply the last digits. 7 times 3 is 21.
Yes.
Combine those two parts, and we have 1721.
That's it.
So 47 times 43 is 1721.
You got it.
It almost feels like cheating, but in a good way.
I know, right? It's like we're outsmarting the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
We're finding these patterns and leveraging them to our advantage.
There's even a sutra for tackling quadratic equations.
There is.
Stapanabhyam,
Stapanabhyam.
which translates to by alternate elimination and retention.
Yes, it helps break down those complex equations into smaller, more manageable parts.
Wow, Vedic math really does seem to have a sutra for every occasion.
It really does.
Like, it's amazing.
What's really fascinating, though,
What?
is that Vedic mathematics isn't just about speed.
Right.
Although that is a definite bonus, it really encourages a deeper understanding of how numbers work.
Right.
And helps you develop a more intuitive grasp
Yeah.
of these mathematical concepts.
I'm really struck by how Vedic math helps you see the connections between numbers
It does.
rather than just blindly following formulas.
Absolutely. It's like learning a new language that unveils this hidden beauty and elegance within mathematics. It's not about replacing traditional methods.
Right.
It's about expanding your mathematical toolkit and fostering a sense of playfulness and creativity when you're problem solving.
I'm curious,
Yeah.
are there any downsides to using Vedic math?
That's a great question.
Does it have any limitations?
You know, it's important to remember that while Vedic mathematics is really powerful and insightful, it's not a magic bullet.
Right.
It does require practice
Right.
and a willingness to embrace a new way of thinking.
Sure.
Some critics argue that while it's great for mental calculations,
Yeah.
it might not be as efficient for very complex problems
Yeah.
or problems involving really large data sets.
That's a fair point. I suppose any tool has its strengths and weaknesses.
Precisely. It's all about choosing the right tool for the job.
Yeah.
But, you know, even if you don't use Vedic math for every calculation,
Right.
the insights and the mental agility it fosters can be incredibly valuable in various aspects of life.
It sounds like Vedic math is more than just a collection of techniques.
It is.
It's a whole different way of approaching mathematics.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Like you said, it's about recognizing patterns, making connections, embracing that elegance
Yes.
inherent in numbers.
It really is a framework for thinking about numbers
Okay.
in a more holistic and intuitive way.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good way to sum it up.
It's about recognizing patterns,
Yeah.
embracing flexibility,
Right?
and cultivating mental agility.
And those skills extend far beyond math.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's exciting.
It is.
Even if someone isn't like a math person, exploring Vedic math can just open up a whole new way of thinking and approaching problems.
Yeah, and appreciating the elegance of numbers.
Exactly.
And for you listening, we
Yeah.
really encourage you to continue this exploration.
Yeah.
There's a ton of resources out there, books, online courses, even workshops,
Wow.
where you can really dive deep into Vedic math.
Cool.
You might even surprise yourself
Yeah.
with how good you get at doing mental math.
That's true. It's like we've given you a taste of this incredible feast,
Yes.
and now you have the opportunity to savor the whole menu.
I love that analogy. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It is like a feast.
And even if you don't become a lightning-fast calculator,
Right.
the mental agility and problem-solving skills that you develop
Yes,
through Vedic math will definitely serve you well in life.
absolutely they will. All right, so are you ready for that grand finale?
Yeah, let's wrap up this deep dive with one last sutra.
Okay, so our source material mentions sapanabhyam,
Sapanabhyam.
which translates to by alternate elimination and retention.
Okay.
This sutra is really interesting.
Okay, why is that?
It helps us factor quadratic equations.
Oh, wow, quadratic equations.
Yeah.
Those always felt a bit intimidating back in algebra class.
Yeah, they can be a little tricky.
How does Vedic math simplify those?
Well, Stepanabhyam helps us break down those equations
Okay.
into smaller, more manageable parts.
Okay.
It's about strategically eliminating and retaining terms
Right.
to kind of reveal the underlying structure.
Okay.
Imagine a simple quadratic equation like x sought plus 5x plus 6 plus 6, 0.
Okay.
Traditional methods would have us like searching for factors of 6 that add up to 5.
Right. I remember that process. It felt a bit like trial and error sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Stepanabhyam kind of guides us to manipulate the equation in a way that makes those factors more apparent.
Gotcha.
It's a bit more involved than some of the other techniques we talked about, but the underlying principle is the same.
Vedic math encourages us to find those elegant patterns and relationships.
Exactly.
Yeah, to simplify calculations.
To make things easier and more intuitive.
It's really fascinating how these ancient techniques can still be so relevant today.
I know, it's amazing.
And reveal like a hidden beauty
Yes.
in what a lot of people consider to be the drier aspects of math.
I agree. It's like finding this hidden gem
Yeah.
that's been there all along.
Thinking back on all the sutras we've discussed today,
Yeah.
it feels like there's this common thread running through all of them.
What's that?
They all seem to encourage a deeper understanding of numbers
Yes.
and the relationships between them.
Absolutely.
It's almost like you're seeing the soul of mathematics.
That's beautiful. I love that way of putting it.
Yeah.
Vedic math, it's more than just a set of tricks.
Right.
It's a framework for thinking about numbers
Okay.
in a more holistic and intuitive way.
I like that.
It's about recognizing patterns, embracing flexibility, and cultivating that mental agility.
And of course, those skills can be applied far beyond math
Oh, absolutely.
in so many areas of life.
For sure.
That's what's so exciting about it.
Yeah.
Even if you're not like a math whiz,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
Exploring Vedic math can just open up this whole new way of thinking,
Yeah.
approaching problems, and just appreciating the elegance of numbers.
I agree. And for those of you listening out there,
Yeah,
we encourage you to continue this exploration.
definitely.
There are tons of resources available.
Okay.
Books, online courses, workshops,
Cool.
where you can dive even deeper into this world.
It's like we've given you a little taste.
Yes, a little appetizer.
And now it's up to you to go out there and explore the full menu.
I love that analogy. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the fascinating world of Vedic math,
Yeah.
we want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
Could these ancient techniques, rediscovered and applied in new ways, hold the key to unlocking a more creative, intuitive, and joyful approach to mathematics?
That's a great question.
Not just for ourselves, but for future generations.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
It's an inspiring thought.
Yeah.
And we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and your enthusiasm for exploring the wonders of Vedic math.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on our next adventure into the world of knowledge.